What is the Namibian Parliament and its main functions? Did you know? The Parliament of the Republic of Namibia is one of the three primary organs of the state, which are the executive, cabinet, with the ministries also called the government, the legislature, or better known as parliament, and the judiciary, the courts of the country. These three organs together are called the state. When a country's political framework establishes three distinct branches of government that operate independently from one another, checks and balances are maintained, a principle commonly referred to as the separation of powers, which is a crucial pillar of a democratic system. This division is to be upheld and respected so as to guarantee that none of the three organs become too powerful. This division of power is crucial to any democratic system. Let's first look at the history of buildings that host parliament. The parliament buildings were once known as the Tinten Palace. Tinten originates in the German language and means ink, in reference to the numerous scribes and their high ink consumption under German colonial rule. The building was mockingly called the Tinten Palace. Do you know how old the original building actually is and who built it? Built between 1912 and 1913, the Parliament building is over 100 years old and was constructed during the colonial period of the German Empire. The German colonizers used forced laborers of the Herero and Nama people who had survived the genocide for the construction of the house. The building was used for administration purposes by both the German colonial rule from 1884 to 1915 and the South African apartheid colonial control 1915 to 1990 prior to independence. It is situated next to a lovely urban garden. Namibia's National Assembly emerged on Independence Day on 21 March 1990 from the Constituent Assembly of Namibia. The Parliament of the independent Namibian nation was born after elections in Namibia were held in November 1989 under supervision of the United Nations. It became the home of the newly elected members of Parliament of the young and democratic republic. There are two houses of Parliament because the founding fathers and mothers of the Namibian Constitution have opted for what is called a bicameral legislature, with the National Assembly, which is the lower house, as the primary legislative organ, and the National Council, which is the upper house, as the second chamber with law reviewing powers. The National Council, also known as the House of Review, opened its doors in 1993 after the 1992 regional and local authority election. In 1996, the National Council moved into new buildings north of the old one, thus creating more space for staff and the MPs. Do you know how parliamentarians become members of either one or the other of the two houses? As per the Namibian Constitution, members of Parliament of the National Assembly are largely voted into their positions via party representation by general elections every 5 years. 96 voting members of Parliament are elected by the people of Namibia. 8 additional non-voting members are appointed by the President. Consequently, the National Assembly comprises of 104 members of Parliament. The National Council consists of 42 members. Each of the 14 regions of Namibia is represented by 3 regional councillors. The 3 councillors are nominated to the House of Review by their respective regional councils every 5 years. What are the duties of the members of Parliament? At the beginning of their term, they are sworn in by the Lordship Chief Justice. They have to take an oath on the Constitution. Overall, the work of Namibia's MPs is guided by the Namibian Constitution Chapter 7, as well as the standing rules and orders and internal arrangements, which are endorsed for each house after each election. The main tasks of members of Parliament are representation, legislation, and oversight. They speak and make decisions on behalf of the people of Namibia, which is called representation. They scrutinize, debate, improve, pass, or reject bills so that these bills become laws after they are signed by the President, which is called legislation. They hold the government accountable, including how the government realized programs, policies, and makes and spends the budget, which is called oversight. The National Assembly has the following responsibilities. 1. Pass bills tabled in the House. 2. Approve government spending plan by considering the budgets being prepared by government ministries. 3. Hold public hearings to collect views of citizens on various issues. 4. Deal with petitions from the public. And what about the members of Parliament of the National Council? 1. Consider all bills passed by the National Assembly. 2. Investigate and report to the National Assembly on any subordinate legislation, reports and documents referred to it by the National Assembly for advice. 3. Propose amendments to bills. 4. Hold public hearings to listen to the views of concerned citizens on the bills being considered. 5. Recommend legislation on matters of regional concern for submission to and consideration by the National Assembly. And 6. Perform any other functions assigned to it by the National Assembly or by an Act of Parliament. And what about the public? Did you know that according to Article 61 of the Namibian Constitution, all meetings of the National Assembly shall be held in public and members of the public shall have access to such meetings. Access by members of the public can, however, be denied, but the hurdles to restrict access are very high and seldom applied. The National Assembly sits from Tuesday to Thursday from 1400 hours to 1700 hours, but the debate can go beyond that time. The National Council sits from Monday to Thursday from 9:30 to 1300 hours. This sitting is also open to the public. Guided tours make Parliament accessible for the public, during which the visitors can be educated about how the Parliament was founded and what its roles, rules, and structures are. The public can find more information on the website of the Parliament. Sessions of Parliament are broadcast on national television and live-streamed on Facebook. Follow Parliament on X, Instagram, YouTube, and WhatsApp channel.